Aloha and welcome to Spirit Chat. So I wanted to do an updated energy report for November of 2020, and there's a lot to talk about. So I want to get into what you can expect, especially since October has felt like we've been in a giant pressure cooker, and that's not been fun at all. But before I get into talking about that, I want to give you an update on some of the stuff that I've been doing. I have been recording my spirit communication class. That has gone phenomenally well, like just absolutely fantastic. I couldn't have hoped for anything better. And I just recorded my last couple videos, and it's completely done except for I have 2 meditations to record, and then I'm going to be offering it for sale. And I know that people have been waiting and waiting for this for like 5 years. It's been a really long time that people have been emailing me, when are you going to do that? When are you going to do that? And it just, the timing is right. Everything flowed perfectly well. And the beta students that I have in there have just been over the moon about it. They said, I cannot believe how much this has helped my development. It's just amazing, these tips and tricks and what I've learned in here. So I think it's been well worth the wait. But I wanted you to know that that will be coming up soon. And when it comes up, I'm not going to keep it up year round. I will offer it for a limited time, and then we'll have a break, and then I'll offer it again later on in the year. So I'll talk about that more when it releases, but I expect that it will be releasing within the next couple weeks, and so you'll definitely want to watch for that, and or get on the wait list. If you're not on my email list, not in one of my groups, and you haven't subscribed, which hopefully that you do, you should probably go to Keys of the Spirit World, get on the wait list so that you can be notified when that comes open, because like I said, I'm not going to keep this one up year round as of yet. We'll see how it unfolds. Maybe the demand will just be all crazy, and then and then we'll just keep it rolling. But there's a lot that I'm going to be doing with this class. We're also going to be, taking students, and then we're going to be having like monthly discussions and things of that nature. So it's not just going to end with the course. So once it kind of gets pretty full, then I will probably close it for a little bit, and then we'll, reopen it. But I'll talk more about that later. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I'm super excited about this, especially since this month has been just kind of, I don't want to say dreadful, but like it's been like trudging through mud. And then it's like you're in a pressure cooker at the same time. So one of the ways that has helped me with that, and like my family with that, is the patches that I was talking to you about. Because this month, it's just been pressure cooker central, like stress, relationships, all kinds of things like that. Just everybody kind of feels edgy. And it's really been an unpredictable month. So it's not just that people are just always edgy. It's like they're edgy, then they're not so edgy, but then they're edgy again. So it feels very like you're walking on eggshells, and that has not been awesome. Not to mention you add in your own pressure cooker feeling, not just within your own self and maybe situations that might be going on personally, but you can feel the pressure cooker of everything just really waiting to blow all around you, whether it be work related or just on a macro scale, global scale, whatever. You can also feel this pressure cooker energy, and it's not been awesome. And relationships have really been affected. Work type stuff has been affected. It feels very discombobulated. It feels very choppy. The energy's choppy. Travel's been just super choppy. If you're traveling, there's been hiccups all over the place. If you're planning to travel, and electronics, just forget about it. That's Mercury in retrograde. Everything that I have electronically, I swear, is broken, slower, doing things I didn't know it could do, doing things I don't want it to do, all kinds of stuff. So I feel like it's been kind of a difficult month. And the other thing that with that has been low energy. Low energy, feeling very lethargic, having disrupted sleep patterns, really crazy disrupted sleep patterns where you're sleeping very short periods of time or you're waking up really early. And so how I was kind of rolling into this is I've talked about it before, but those transdermal patches, we have found those to be a godsend right now, especially with this type of energy. And I cannot tell you enough how much I like these. I really, really can't. Our whole family uses them. They actually, if you're listening on iTunes, you're not going to see this, but on YouTube, you can see them right here. They're just patches that you put on. You can put them anywhere, above the heart. On behind your shoulders, in front, whatever. And it's funny, but it's like you have so many steps during the day. And when I use the energy patch and the complete patch, and so it's like a multivitamin. I use the energy because I always need it for stuff I'm doing. And then I use the CBD patch at night for sleep. That's been a game changer. You guys have heard me talk about CBD before. And especially if you're super sensitive, if your psychic sensors are higher than normal, most people like that have a harder time sleeping because that's when the white noise is down and you're very tuned in at that point. And I talk a lot about this in my class about how this all works. But that's a natural thing for people who are highly sensitive. And so a lot of us who are highly sensitive need a little bit of help sometimes to sleep. I do not like medications. I do not take them for sleep. Never have, never will. Not a big drinker or anything like that. But CBD is a natural thing that I've found that works well for me, and it helps me get a deeper sleep. Does not interfere at all with my psychic ability stuff. Believe me, that stuff is still happening, but I feel a lot more rested. And I started with a half. The other thing I like about these patches is you can cut them in half or fourths. So I started with a half of the CBD just so that because I will get emails on this. And then when I really want some good sleep and I don't have to do anything the next morning, they do not make you groggy. I've had people ask me about that. They don't make you groggy in the morning. You just put them on an hour before you go to bed. I still wake up just fine, very clear-headed. But if I want to just I don't have much to do in the morning, which is very, very rare because I've been recording 2 videos a day for this spirit communication class. Then I'll put like a full one on. I've done that once or twice and that's amazing. But the thing that I really wanted to talk about with this is children who are sensitive. These patches are amazing. So if you have intuitive kids, if you have intuitive grandkids, any children that might be in your family that you find that they are sensitive to energies, they tend to have a health system that is sensitive to foods. When you're sensitive to energy, people might not know this, but when you're really sensitive to earth energy and just psychic energy is higher for you, you're sensitive to all types of energy in your environment, you are more apt to be sensitive and have food sensitivities. And so what happens when you start having food sensitivities, especially for kids, and that's another reason I like the patches, is because I feel like I don't eat the same way everybody else does. I don't eat a lot of meat and whatnot. And I know my diet's not well-rounded, but I hate taking vitamins, and I end up taking like a lot of vitamin B's and vitamin D's and magnesium and all this kind of stuff. And every night I dreaded it because that's when I took my vitamins. Ever since the patch came along, I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this, and I don't have to take all the vitamins. Well, kids do not like to take vitamins, and sensitive kids do not have well-rounded diets. Probably most kids, but sensitive for sure. And we started having issues with my grandbabies. They were not regular, and they weren't, one of them especially was having a hard time with constipation and that sort of thing, which is common with children, especially sensitive children. I had those situations with every sensitive kid that was in my family had these situations, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. But So we started using the kids patch because it has magnesium and zinc and all this kind of stuff in it that you need for that sort of thing. And that has literally been a game changer. We do cut them in half because they're 3. I absolutely cannot believe what a difference that's made. It has made such a big difference. He even asked to put them on because he's just like, I don't need medicine for that anymore. It's just amazing. So if you have sensitive kids or if you're sensitive yourself, I'm finding these way more effective. And it's important to keep your physical body healthy when you're a sensitive person. It really, really is, especially when we're going through stressful situations like we just did with October. Okay, so there will be a link to that. It's innovative transdermal patches. I'll put them at the bottom, but you can email me if you have questions. But I'm telling you, people always ask me, what do you do for this? What do you do for that? What do you do when you're really tired? What do you do when you're affected by these energy things? This I absolutely am committed to. Besides exercising, like I said, sleeping is important. Exercising is important. And for the sleep, I use the CBD, and then just keeping vitamins and minerals and keeping your physical body balanced, as well as clearing and doing, your regular spiritual clearing and things like that. That's going to be as important as well. But let's get into the energy report. So I am very excited about November. I'm like excited to get out of this pressure cooker. And there's going to be a lot of things happening in November that's going to feel like calmer waters in an overall sense. It's going to feel like the pressure cooker is being released. But some of the things that you're going to notice in November is there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes to schedules. That's going to be kind of an interesting thing. Like any type of... It depends on, it might be work schedules, it might be your husband's work schedule, it might be maybe sports schedules, it might be kids' school schedules, but there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes when it comes to scheduling and schedules where you kind of thought that, this is your routine. So anything that might be kind of messing with your routine is apt to happen in November. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be necessarily a bad thing. The whole point of that is just going to have adaptability and flexibility, because it seems like this change and shift in schedule could potentially last through in all of November, not just, for like a few days or a few weeks. The other thing that you're probably going to notice with November is there's going to be a lot of things wrapping up in November. So you're going to be like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel type of thing, especially things that have been happening in the last 7 months or happening since February. You're going to be feeling a lot of things wrapping up. It could entail like jobs, it could entail like situations, projects, hobbies, anything that maybe you've been working on. Maybe you're doing a renovation, maybe you've been working on something at work, maybe you've been working on a hobby or a project. These things that where you are finding was kind of moving slowly, having some issues, things like that. These things will start wrapping up, and kind of you'll start going, oh, okay, there's like a finish line to this. And or maybe relationship issues. If you've been having relationship issues with somebody, whether it be a spouse or loved one or family member, friend, or whatever, if you've been kind of moving through motions of having just, how's this going to end? And is this just going to go on forever? You're going to find that in November, you're going to feel the energy of everything just kind of calming down and just nicely wrapping up. It's not like that it's going to just kind of splat and then you're going to have like, the pie in your face feeling, or it's going to blow up on you somehow and that's how it's going to end. It actually has a more calming tone to it. So it'll kind of just calmly resolve itself and sort of end and wrap up some loose ends, which is really, really nice. And when that sort of energy is kind of coming in, we also have this energy coming in of opportunity. And that's going to be, as things are wrapping up, maybe you're just seeing the end of something. Right there, you're going to be seeing the beginning of opportunity or the starting of something fresh and new. Things that you've been working on, like I said, kind of wrapping up, everything just falling into place. But then opportunities sort of springboarding off of these things falling into place. So like maybe, for instance, if you like have a job kind of wrapping up, or you've been waiting and waiting and waiting on a job, then all of a sudden opportunity is going to springboard, job's going to be there. So if you've been waiting to hear on a project or something, then all of a sudden opportunity is going to be like, let's start this. Or if you've been waiting to hear on how you're going to resolve a situation of whatever, it'll be like, let's start it this way. Let's renew it this way. So like the end of the waiting period is in November for a lot of things, relationships, project, jobs. The end of the waiting period, that's a better way to put it, is happening in November and springboarding opportunity off the end of the waiting period. So be looking for opportunity to springboard off of the end of waiting periods. So anything you've been waiting on, that should kind of, a lot of things you'll find that you'll have a resolve, an ending, or an opportunity off of that. That waiting period is starting to end at this point in time. Now with that, something kind of cool can happen, which is unexpected returns of like stuff or money, or maybe refunds, unexpected gifts, maybe unexpected connections, love connections, unexpected positivity, I guess I would say. That would be a good way to put it. November, towards the end of November, probably, I think the second, third week, you're going to be, and it might be earlier for you. Don't, like, I have people going, well, what if I'm having this happen like a couple weeks ahead of time? And it's like, fantastic. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the time frame, but you might find that you're receiving unexpected, like, I don't know, an unexpected refund comes in the mail, unexpected job opportunity comes up, an unexpected way to make money, unexpected relationship that you're just like, wow, this is a nice connection. Could be a friendship, could be a love connection. Maybe all unexpectedly, maybe one of your bills get cut, maybe electricity or health insurance or something, like maybe your car payment. Somehow they say, we're going to not charge you this from here on out, or we're not going to charge you for this month. So that's going to be super cool. So we are moving into calmer waters, and with these calmer waters, you're going to, let's summarize, you're going to be experiencing shifts and changes in your schedules. You're going to want to be adaptable. The shifts and changes feel like it's definitely covering at least a 3-week period in November, where you might have to shift your routine for a while and kind of adapt to something else. You're going to be finding that waiting periods are kind of wrapping up or coming to an end on things that you were potentially waiting on. Jobs, projects, things might be wrapping up. Waiting periods are coming to an end. You're going to find that you might be experiencing new opportunities. You might find that you're experiencing things just falling into place that maybe you've been working on. And like I said, these are things that you've probably been working on from either the end of last year, could be even a couple years, 7 months ago, like long-term things that you've been thinking, well, is this ever going to happen? They come to fruition. It's like just these things kind of start falling into place, and opportunities start to show themselves, and it gives you this nice, beautiful, revived, excited feeling to move forward. And then potential unexpected positivity, unexpected returns is what I keep getting on that one. Unexpected returns, unexpected meetings, all with a pleasant undertone, not like an unexpected you get a super bad bill or something, or just nice unexpected things, unexpected money. It really surrounds like finances for this month too. So unexpected, just look for bills to be cut, or opportunities with money. Maybe somebody paid you back. Maybe somebody just decided to give you a gift card. Maybe somebody just, I don't know, took you out to dinner. Something kind of unexpected. So that's exciting. And then just the feeling of calmer waters. It feels like for some of us, the pressure cooker feeling might take a little bit of time to go away. We might be looking at it going into around, I don't know, I feel like around the 3rd to the 13th, somewhere around that area, we're going to be releasing that pressure and releasing that. So it might not be right at the beginning of November, but that is going to start to resolve itself as everything starts to nicely come to an end and start a new beginning, new opportunities, that sort of thing. So November is looking all good. November is feeling much better. The other thing with November is your energy should start to come back. That was one thing that really hit a lot of sensitives really hard in October. Also, a lot of low vibration spirit activity was around in October. So the theme of October should have been clearing, 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 clearing. Now, while you are wanting to continue to clear, if you're sensitive at all, I would look at opportunity, or at opportunity kind of sums it up. I would look at November as manifesting, manifesting, manifesting. So if you were talking clearing, clearing in October and really clearing, I would keep moving that clearing energy all the way into the beginning of November. And then I would just move into manifesting mode. Shift your perspective and your mindset and your energy into manifesting mode. And the cool thing about November is you will have the energy to manifest. You will have the energy to take action. You will have the energy to move forward. So it's not going to be like you're feeling stuck in the mud anymore. It's not going to feel like that, or that you're just like, I just forget about it. I'm going to take a nap. It's not like that anymore. You're going to find that, no, I have the energy to do this and whatnot. So that'll be a nice shift of pace, change of pace, since we've been dealing with October for a while now. I do want to remind you to subscribe and comment if you enjoyed the podcast, if you enjoyed the energy report or the YouTube video, wherever you're watching it. I totally encourage you to check out those patches. I mean, even if you just order one thing, they have all kinds. They have immunity patches. The kids patches are just absolutely, if you have sensitive children, highly, highly recommend them. And you guys know I do not recommend things very easily. And so we're in love with them. We use them all the time. They're a game changer for us. And watch for the spirit communication class. If you've been following me and you've been wanting to take this class, this is something that you're going to want to be watching for, because like I said, I'm only going to be doing it, as far as I know right now, for a limited enrollment period, especially the first time around. And it's turned out even better than I can imagine. I love it. I love how it turned out. I'm very proud of how this turned out, and I'm confident you are absolutely going to really develop with leaps and bounds with this, and we'll talk more about that if you enroll, and then I get to see you in class. So have the most amazing day. Looking forward to November. Get your manifestation book ready, because the time is coming to really utilize that. But until then, keep your selenite, your clearing stuff out, and just clear, 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 and then put that around your book, and we'll be good to go for November. All right? Have the most amazing day. Aloha. Bye.